Part 1 is available on this channel and was posted last week. Please make sure you check that out before you watch this one, as it won't make sense otherwise. Enjoy. Number 5. Apologies in advance for this.
Girl, give me that. Girl, give me that. Girl, give me that. Girl, give me that.
First of all, I know, placing Bun B on a worst list is tantamount to treason for some people. But hear me out, Bun B is a genuine treasure, no doubt about that. And even on this song, he's got some good charisma, his verse is well structured. It's just everything around him that's the problem.
You know you want it, girl, don't act like you don't want it, girl, I want it just as bad as you do.
The beat is monotonous and sparse, downright threatening at some points. Webby is a mediocre rapper at best, while also having multiple allegations of domestic violence to his name, because of course he does.
So I'm here and I'm willing to give you whatever it requires. For you to lay down on your back and then open your thighs.
And, well, none of that context really helps out the hook at all.
Girl, give me that. Girl, give me that pussy. Girl, give me that.
I'm sorry, that's just no. It's not a request, it's not a question, it's a demand. It's about as blatant as Enrique Iglesias saying that tonight he's fucking you, which was also deplorable. I mean, what do you want me to say except, no, get away from me, you fucking creep. Jesus, at least the Click 5 pretended to be confused by your coyness, rather than just blatantly saying,
Give me that pussy.
Yeah, that. Webby, you can go fuck yourself. And Bun B, you should really have had more sense than to say yes to this. So why did you? Well, I might actually have a theory.
Let me whisper in your ear again, I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might like to hear. Got a sexy ass body and your ass looks soft. Mind if I touch it and see if it's soft?
This song is genuinely one of the most influential of the mid-2000s, and everybody was trying to copy it back in the day. No joke, both Santana and Webby quote this song directly on their verses in entries that we've discussed so far. And they were just two of a vast number. And quite frankly, I never really got why, because this is quite simply one of the most invasive songs of the entire decade.
Wait till you see my dick. Wait till you see my dick. Hey, bitch.
The beat here is just nothing. There's no melody, no real groove to grasp onto, and the whispering is so unsettling. It's the worst kind of ASMR. ASMR.
Sorry.
It's the worst kind of ASMR, with their voices right up in your ears with no tangible melody to distract you. And of course, you have the issue with what they're whispering.
You like the book. Have your legs open out in the book. Do it up, slapping ass, cause it says get rough.
Imagine if on I Wanna Fuck You by Akon, he decided to whisper all of his sweet desires right into your ear hole. It wouldn't have been sexy, it would have been incredibly uncomfortable. You know, more so than it already was. And yet somehow, this is even less subtle, with the whispers of wait till you see my dick and beat the pussy up ad nauseum.
Beat the pussy up, beat the pussy up. Beat the pussy up, beat the pussy up.
Yeah, more on that later. It's not even a soft, sensual whisper either. These two sound pretty fucking aggressive across this entire thing. Not only are their deliveries aggressive, but they have no qualms about getting really graphic.
Walk around the club with your thumb in your mouth. Put my dick in, take your thumb out.
Okay, first of all, she's walking around the club with her thumb in her mouth? Second, it's not sexy. It's something that toddlers do. Do you find toddlers sexy? Oh god, I should do like a late night thing. Like a late night advert. Like imagine if I did that as a late night advert. Do you find toddlers sexy?
Do you really like that Taylor Swift song where she sings about sexy babies?
Third, now I think about it, you two are in a club. Why the fuck are you even whispering? Have you walked into a club recently? You can barely hold a shouted conversation. Either way, this is just callous, ugly, and a gimmick that is so unpleasant while not even making sense as a concept. It's a terrible song, and the only reason that it was copied so much was because of its incomprehensible success. But even with all the copycats out there, with one exception that we'll get to, the original is still the worst example of the entire fad. So who was the one copycat who somehow made an even worse rendition of this toxic formula? Like I even need to tell you. But first... Number 3. For a while, it seemed like my top 4 was going to be a bunch of creepy as fuck songs serving as examples of male depravity. Then, I remembered this. Because most dumb songs are just laughable, and therefore kind of easy to dismiss and forgive, it is rare to find a breed of dumb so bad that it actually infuriates me. But yeah, more than any song they ever put out, this is the worst thing the Black Eyed Peas ever released.
I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump, 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 my lovely little lumps. Check it out.
I know that many of you are rolling your eyes right now and going, really? This song? I mean, yeah, it's bad, but I wouldn't get angry with it personally. And normally, I would agree. But every time I hear this song, it fills me with pure contempt and rage. The production is a combination of terrible elements that ends up forming pure hell. Especially with that shallow breathing that permeates the mix and those terrible nasal synths.
All that junk inside your trunk.
And it gets even worse when those synths are farted out over the cultish chants of "She got me singing." Ugh, I haven't even gotten to the lyrics yet. Fergie using her humps and her lumps to bring all the boys to the yard is something that I've actually praised in the past when other performers have done it, such as Beyonce or Shakira or Cardi or Megan. But she acts a hell of a lot dumber on her song than they did on theirs. Seriously, here's how she sounds normally.
The smell of your skin lingers on me now.
Here's how she sounds here.
They say I'm really sexy. The boys they wanna sex me. They always standing next to me, always dancing next to me.
You cannot convince me that that is not a put-on to appeal to the very grossest corner of the male gaze. Oh, and the writing does her absolutely no favors, with too many awful lines to count. And yet somehow, will.i.am comes off even worse.
I met a girl down at the disco. She said, hey, yeah, let's go. Mix your milk with my cocoa pup. Milky cocoa. Mix your milk with my cocoa pup.
This is disgusting and sad. Keep your fucking Cocoa Puffs out of my milk. The Black Eyed Peas have never been a particularly good group in my opinion, but they dumbed themselves down so much here that it's actively offensive. When people talk about entertainment media that insults the intelligence of the consumer, this is the song that I think of. Pandering to the lowest common denominator with little to no effort. Fuck this song. At least Dirty Bit had a halfway decent sample on its chorus. However, on the positive side, it's not my next 2 songs because, well, holy fuck.
Spending all your money on me and spending time on me.
Number 2.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
When WAP dropped 5 years ago, Jesus, or even Fat, Juicy and Wet more recently, there was a lot of expected backlash and outrage. Talks of women acting subservient to men and indulging in depravity instead of covering up every inch of skin and making babies like most conservatives apparently want every woman to do. But the fact is, these songs were made primarily for women by women. It's supposed to be fun for them, so if you are made uncomfortable by it, it's because it's not meant for you. I bring all this up because for many years I thought that this song was the definition of when sex songs go too far. When someone out there takes a big swing to make something that nobody else wanted to make, and it ends up going way out of bounds. But having broadened my horizons in recent years, I have to admit I've reached a new milestone. This song no longer terrifies me. I mean, if it terrifies you, I do get it.
Come, girl, I'm trying to get your pussy wet. Work that, let me see you drip sweat. Come, girl, I'm trying to get your pussy wet. Work that, let me see you drip sweat.
The Whisper song is awful, but as I said before, it's surprisingly hard to find imitations that don't at least somewhat improve on the formula. This, though, this is just inexcusable. I am not a person with a uterus, and for years I found this song to be utterly violating. I know many people who have said that this rings abusive bells, and it's hard to disagree. But if I may do the unthinkable and say something in this song's defense, maybe David Banner is just a little freak.
I wanna see your legs shake. Take it to the crib, we can fuck to the bed break.
Look, I live in a sex-positive household, and while I can't say that this song does anything for me, I know full well that there are people out there who are into this sort of power play. Being ordered around and told what to do in a husky, manly voice. And while I get that for a lot of people, this very much triggers your fight or flight response, again, my argument is that maybe it's not for you. Hell, David Banner seems to be one of the few guys from this era with no allegations of sexual misconduct around him. He instead seems to want to settle down and be a dad. So with all that, why is this still number 2? Well, how about because no matter where you fall on that sexual spectrum, this song still fails spectacularly.
Fuck your pussy like you want some, girl. Working like a nigga straight, looking on your pearl.
Again, I unfortunately know quite a few people with a bit of trauma connected to men, and this is just pure PTSD for them. David Banner seemingly heard "be dominant" and took that as, sound like you're going to fucking kill me if I refuse you. He is fucking intimidating here. Every line telling you to play with it feels like a fucking threat. And you know what? We've ignored this long enough. To every single rapper who was active in the mid-2000s, what was your obsession with this phrase?
I'ma beat that pussy up. I'ma beat that pussy up.
And I beat that pussy down. I beat that pussy down. I beat the pussy like he stole something. Never let her hold something.
Beat it up so bad, short, you gonna have to run and tell the cops.
I beat the pussy, Django. Beat the box up like Mike. In 97 I bite. I'm Ike.
Why is that remotely sexy? And while at one point I too was utterly scandalized by hearing this, now I just hear it and go, how the fuck would anyone find this sexy? It's way too overstimulating. For the type of song that this clearly wants to be, a dirtier sex song, who the fuck decided to put all those warbling, jerky synths in here? What, am I supposed to be turned on by the sound of a fucking mosquito in our room? Also, if you are into this, how the fuck do you not burst out laughing at the verses? Oh, David, focus. Now's not the time to bring up your favorite Pokemon. And anyway, everyone knows that Vaporeon is... Only if you suck your own fucking dick. David, you said you were done with... No, you're right. This is about you and me. I shouldn't be intimidated by them. David! It's Cheryl, isn't it? I want a divorce! Mr. Banner, you do know that the point of Billie Jean is that MJ didn't fuck her, right? Although, maybe he lied about that too. You know what? That's a discussion for another day. There was a time where, I'll admit it, I too was fucking sensitive about this kind of shit. And now that I'm older and wiser, Yeah, I still think this song fucking sucks, no matter how you frame it. And my hope is that by making fun of it for, I would guess, around 5 minutes at this point, I've hopefully robbed it of some of the power and ick factor that it had over some of you, so you're welcome. Regardless, for now, let's get on to the dishonorable mentions because there's a lot of them. I don't have an issue with telling someone to grind with you on principle, but the fast aggressive verses really clash with the chorus and break any sexual tension that this song had to begin with, which wasn't much.
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely.
Nostalgia kept this one safe for a while, but man does it feel disingenuous the moment you listen to any other Akon song.
I'm trying to find the words to describe this girl without being disrespectful.
Fuck this guy, I'd leave him too. Murky, ugly, and boring. Why does every Sierra song alternate between being pretty good and really fucking terrible?
I've waited all my life to cross this line.
God, this kid needs to grow a pair. Also, I can't be the only one disappointed by the reveal, right?
All my life I've waited. This is true.
You have an erection, and that's your justification for a relationship that sounds pretty fucking abusive.
Slow down. I just wanna get to know you.
Fun fact, this was the guy that replaced Chingy as Ludacris's protege. He's certainly better, but "don't turn around so I can enjoy your ass for a moment" has to be the worst pickup line that I've heard in quite some time.
Little mama, show me how you move it.
Yeah, this wasn't getting off that easy, which means
Damn, baby, all I need is a little bit.
Scott Storch truly is a miracle worker. I'm sleepy already. Ugh.
I lied and I cheated and I lied a little more. But after I did it, I don't know what I did it for.
If making this video taught me anything, it's that the Black Eyed Peas have always been worse than I remembered. This collab only makes sense if someone owed someone else a favor, because the lack of chemistry here is staggering. Some of you probably expected this to make this list, and yeah, the bed springs are fucking grating as hell, but the rest of the song is goofy and catchy enough. One element isn't enough to kill the whole song. Close though.
I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold.
Jesse.
Ugh, this is actually 2012 One Direction bad. Count your lucky stars, the Click 5 took it that step too far.
You should let me love you. Let me be the one to.
Basically a better sounding and more justified Treat You Better by Shawn Mendes. I appreciate that Mario at least tried to frame the guy as being a cheat, but it still doesn't change the fact that he's only advising her to leave her boyfriend so he himself can have her. And with the riffraff out of the way, let's get to the big winner. Number 1. Even if you haven't read my original post, a lot of you coming here probably knew what the number 1 was going to be. I've stated in the past that this song is my pick for the worst hit, not just of 2005, but of the entire decade of the 2000s. It's a song I despise with every fiber of my being. And right now, all I can do is try to show you why it's exactly as bad as I make it out to be. I have stated in the past that I am not a fan of John Mayer. I have called him a complete hack when it comes to composition, and here that steady guitar is as present as ever, with barely a single flourish or change to his typical formula. Just as perfect for bro douchebags to strum at parties as Your Body is a Wonderland was. And as a vocalist, his dead-eyed, breathy delivery drives me insane. He delivers every emotion the exact same way, as if he just woke up and was told to make something up. 3, 2, 1, you're on! Mothers, be good to your daughters. And on most of this song, all of that holds absolutely true. But I will admit, at certain points of this song, particularly on the bridge, he seems to be a lot more invested than he usually is. And the reason why he might be invested brings us to the main course. The reason that this tops the list, the content.
Fathers, be good to your daughters.
The premise of this song is that fathers should treat their daughters right. That's the core message of this song at just a casual glance. And I can absolutely see why that would connect with a lot of girls, especially teenagers who don't think their dads fully get them. The problem comes down to why he's saying it. If you'll indulge me once again, I have said before that I detest Treat You Better by Shawn Mendes. And the main thing that makes that song so bad is the naked manipulation on the track. Oh, the video shows that this girl was in an abusive relationship and Shawn was saving her. Yeah, baby, I rescued you. Now let Shawn give you the loving that you're missing. Ugh. It's disingenuous, manipulative, and frankly just sick. Playing on young women's insecurities just to get laid. But Daughters is 10 times worse. You see, John, he's a lot sneakier than Shawn, acting like this statement doesn't affect him at all, when in fact, it's all about him. Why? Well, let's rewind to the opening verse.
I know a girl.
The way that this is framed, Mayer has met this wonderful girl who he's really into. Unfortunately for him, she just isn't really responsive to his advances.
I've done all I can.
He's done all he can to win her over, but nothing's worked. So his options are, A, graciously give up and walk away, accepting that he's not the one for her, or B, realize that she has deep-seated issues that are holding her back, which have obviously got nothing to do with him. If you guess B, ding, ding, ding.
Maybe it's got nothing to do with me.
Yes, because after all, if she's shown no interest in you, there must be something wrong with her. So even though you clearly barely know this girl, why not jump straight to blaming her parents? You see, the reason that he calls out the fathers of the world to treat their daughters right is all because of one fucking girl who wasn't interested in him. And he is so up his own ass that he will cast blame anywhere other than at himself. It is absolutely pathetic, but he's not done.
Girls become lovers who turn into mothers.
Really take note of that line. Girls become lovers who turn into mothers. We'll come back to that. Let's briefly touch on the second verse, which is just plain badly written.
Oh, you see that skin? It's the same she's been standing in.
This guy writes songs for a living and didn't think to fucking rewrite that. But then I want to skip to the bridge, where this song comes together in a truly ugly way.
Boys you can break, you find out how much they can take.
Note how he says, boys you can break, boys will be strong and soldier on.
Boys will be strong, and boys soldier on.
Apart from being awful parenting advice, it's kinda sexist, right? Don't worry though, I'm sure it wasn't intentional. But then...
The boys would be gone without one from a woman's good heart.
When I first heard that line years ago, it suddenly all made sense. This is a song telling parents to treat their daughters right. Not as a romantic gesture, as you were initially led to believe, but because if not, those daughters won't be able to become women who will be able to fully and properly support men. And I know what you're thinking, I'm reaching. It can't be that blatantly sexist, right? But wait, remember the girls become lovers line?
Girls become lovers who turn into mothers.
Take care of those daughters because one day they will grow to marry men and become mothers to new daughters, and thus the sacred cycle continues. Treat the girls right for the sake of the boys so that they can play their correct role in polite society, ultimately providing those boys with the warmth of a good woman's heart. And again, remember, this all came from one girl in the first verse who wouldn't have sex with him. And if you're still a little unsure, maybe thinking that he's not just doing this for the men of the world, take a listen to what he says right on the tail end of the bridge.
On behalf of every man, looking out for every girl.
That's right, on behalf of the men, dads, remember that your bad influence could affect your daughters and thus cause them to be mistrusting of guys like John Mayer. This entire song is just one huge ego trip. A guy way too immature to admit that he might be the problem, and looking to blame someone not out of the goodness of his heart, but because of his own selfish needs. And they say the woke left created incel culture. And look, putting aside gender politics, your political beliefs, any agendas whatsoever, I think we can all agree that you should have treated your daughter better so that she would sleep with me is an utterly pathetic sentiment to write a song about. I'd say go fuck yourself, but I doubt even you would want to do that, you pathetic little troll.
So fathers, be good to your daughters.
Say what you will about David Banner, the Yin Yang Twins, and everyone else on this list, but they were straightforward and direct with their unpleasantness. John Mayer is a manipulative, sly little snake, while being no less revolting in his core attitudes towards women. This is a song I have loathed since the day I heard it well over a decade ago, and this rant has been long coming. And even with all that, I know some of you may still disagree and say that I'm reading too deeply into it, even though it's as plain as day. The lyrics speak for themselves. Regardless, for me, this will and always will be the worst hit song of 2005 and well beyond. Great to be back, and until the next time, I'm Finn, and this is The Social Tunes, signing off.
So mothers, be good to your daughters too.